Hi, I think I'm live on YouTube. I'm Natalie Levin, and I am going to tell you about the astrology for today, which is January 23rd, 2020. Welcome. I invite you to, I'm supposed to say, subscribe and like and share if this moves you. Um, Today, I was talking with my amazing, beautiful, incredible astrologer friend, Jennifer Heron Fox, who has a page on Facebook called Feeling Foxy After 40. And she was reminding me that today the moon, which is about our internal world and our emotions and how we feel in our inner world, create some privacy. Um, the moon is in Capricorn, which is not its favorite place to be. It's in detriment. It is not particularly happy there. And it is about to, it's pretty much co-joining conjunct Pluto and Saturn. So the Saturn-Pluto conjunction that I've been talking about in the past other videos, the moon, our emotional worlds, is now going to be sitting directly involved in Pluto, which is death, transformation, power, how we use power, how we feel about power, and Saturn is right there as well, and that's hard work. Saturn is getting down into our bodies, becoming incarnate. Time, the passage of time. So what I am imagining might be coming up for people today is I actually think it might be a little bit of an uncomfortable experience to be human today. That our emotions might tend towards being like if you're feeling bullied or like someone has power over you, it's possible that that's going to come up for you and you're going to rebel against it. Or you might be feeling like you want to bully or be powerful over someone else. It might also come up feelings about perhaps feeling bullied or feeling a victim might be coming up for you as well today. And you might have some really young feelings triggered today. These are, take what you like and leave the rest about everything I'm saying, because this is not about your personal chart. It's about the collective chart. And it might hit your chart differently than what I'm saying. However, I do want to say that these young wounds around someone having power over you might be getting triggered today, and you might, someone who's, I personally have done a lot of work around trauma. When I feel flooded with this kind of trauma response, it's very hard for me to access my adult self and the self that's going to be able to stop and pause and stand back and say, oh, wow, I'm in something now. I'm in a complex. Let me take a breath. Let me wait 24 hours before responding. Let me see what more is revealed. That's something I would invite you to perhaps allow yourself to do today if you're feeling really triggered in some way. I know the word triggered is used a lot. Let's say it a different way. If you're feeling like your emotions are really big and they are, it feels like an emergency, it's possible it's not, because a big emotion is not necessarily an emergency. A big emotion is usually not an emergency. The other thing that is supposed to be really lovely and feeling good today is that Venus is in Pisces and she's coming up to Neptune, and that is really delightful. And like Venus loves being in Pisces. It's soft and feminine and beautiful and tender and delightful. And it's the moon, to contrast the feelings of being bullied and everything, the moon is also sextiling Venus and Neptune in Pisces. So for me, that would maybe add a softer, gentler edge to everything. It's possible that you might be taking the feelings of tenderness and softness and sweet delight into your inner world. And instead of getting stuck on the am I being bullied kind of feeling, or am I bullying, perhaps instead it's like, oh, I'm really feeling expansive and delightful, and I have access to my dreams, and I want to create today, and I want to make it really beautiful and go into the ether and connect with the divine cosmos, all that is. So that could also be coming up for you as well. I do want to remind you that the wounds of our collective of Chiron, which is the wounded healer. I think of it as the positive aspect, the positive expression of Chiron is turning poison into medicine. Chiron is still at the very, very beginning of Aries, which is the very, very beginning of the zodiac. So for me, again, the collective wounding of all of us is really being activated right now, and we're being asked to sit with that. How does it feel to feel into our wounding? Can I allow myself to open to what it feels like to be very young and at the very beginning of my life? Again, perhaps it's pre-birth, perhaps there's pre-birth trauma that you experienced. If you happen to know your birth story or what it was like for your particular biological mother to be pregnant with you, if there's stuff that was difficult in her pregnancy, this kind of very primal lizard part of your brain wounding might be coming up right now. And the question is, how do we work with this? I'm not, I don't have an answer. I know for me, the work has been to be doing, finding groups where I can share honestly, like, I feel like shit today, and sob, and know that people are not going to try to change the way I'm feeling, and that they can hold me in a safe space. For me, that's been some 12-step groups, group therapy, my individual therapist, and couples therapy. That has all been really helpful in a place where I can do that. That's how I personally find support and care. And I am hoping that you also have some sort of a support that way. And if you don't, I invite you to reach out to me, because I might actually have some suggestions, and 12 steps are free. So that's really helpful for the budget. I'm looking at the chart as I'm talking to you. The chart's really lit up. Also, the goddess of discord. She's a heavenly body called Eris, and she is really exactly squaring Pluto right now, which for me is our feelings of wanting to fight or be in disagreement or argue or be on one side or the other is extremely up right now collectively. And as someone who knows that we are actually all one, there is this three-dimensional existence is like a fake out. I'm not actually separate from you. So what would it be like for me to feel my experience of wanting to be like, you suck and I'm right, to experience that emotion and that way of being and not actually say it, and to let it simmer inside me and let it be without acting on it, without even, the tendency can be to want to write about it on the internet world, to post about it, but you don't have to. You can simply allow that impulse to rest and see what more is revealed the next day. It's possible the impulse to write whatever you wanted to write will have shifted and softened away, and that can be really helpful in these times. And we still have the North Node, which is our collective, what we are feeling driven towards, our collective. For all of us, it's this energy in Cancer, and it's really, I feel like it's really wanting to be tender and with our places that feel like a mother energy. So for some of us, that's our actual birth family. Some of it's family of choice. Some of us, we don't know where we can find that tender mothering energy. And maybe it would be a day to explore, how can I feel cared for? What can I do to care for myself? Like yesterday, I went for a massage, and that was really helpful. I know that's not an option for everybody. Maybe it's sitting for 3 minutes in silence, or sometimes for me, it's even going and hiding in the bathroom, and having some quiet time with me and my phone. where I can connect to my people in the astral community, where, the internet people. So I'm wondering how this feels for you to hear this. These are the things that are coming up for me today, looking at the chart today. I'm really enjoying hearing from you and seeing your likes and posts. My eyeballs just got like something in them. And I'm so grateful to you all for choosing to incarnate with me. Thank you so much. And I hope you take beautiful care of your beautiful, precious selves. Okay, take good care.